This is an Excel file that's going to help us learn how to work in a workbook that has multiple worksheets. This is data about a company that sells prosthetics. There are multiple worksheets in this file already. We have data for the year 2019, as you can see on the tab at the lower left corner of your screen. Notice there's also a tab for 2020 and a tab for 2021. In this file, the 2019 worksheet is the only one that's complete. It has all the data. So there's the data for the 4 quarters of that year. It also has all the formulas in here. The formulas have already been built. If I go to Formulas and then click on Show Formulas and then scroll for you, you'll see that the average, max, min, and sums have all been put in here already. That work has been done. I'll turn off the Show Formulas to go back to this more user-friendly way of seeing things. What we need to do is get the formulas into the years 2020 and 2021 without having to reinvent the wheel. Since the work has already been done in 2019, there's no need to do that again in 2020 and 2021. We can simply copy and paste those formulas. Let me show you how to do that. Let's say I want to do this area first. I will highlight the formulas that I want to copy, and then I'll issue the copy command. I can either do that here on the clipboard group of the Home tab. There's the copy command right there. Or I can just use Control-C on my keyboard, that's the way I like to do it. So that's the way I'm going to talk you through this. Notice when I hit Control-C on my keyboard, we got a moving border around that area. That's an indication that Excel is now ready to paste the information that we copied. I'll go to the 2020 tab. I'll click at the beginning of the area where I want to paste. Notice that I do not have to highlight the whole area. I can just highlight the upper left corner and it will know where to put the rest of it. I will use Control-V as in Victor, and that just copied those formulas into that area for me. Now, Excel is still ready to paste again if I want to, so I'll go to the 2021 tab, and again, I will click in the upper left corner of the destination area. I will use Control-V as in Victor on my keyboard, and there I have the new formulas pasted into that worksheet. If I go back to the 2019 worksheet, you'll see that Excel doesn't know whether I'm done or not. It's still prepared to paste for me as you see that moving border around that area. But I'm done pasting that. So I will hit the Escape key on my keyboard, and now I am done with that. The next thing I'll do is highlight these formulas, and I will again use Control-C for copy on my keyboard. There's the moving border. I'll click on the 2020 tab. I'll click at the beginning cell of the area where I want to paste, and I'll use Control-V as in Victor. Then I'll click on the 2021 tab. I'll click into the beginning cell of the destination area, and I will use Control-V as in Victor to paste it again. So already I've bypassed a lot of work that I didn't have to do. I don't need to copy again, so I'm going to use the Escape key on my keyboard, and now I've turned off the copy command. So far what you've learned is that you can copy and paste from one worksheet to another in the same workbook without having to do the work all over again. If you've got it done in one place and you want to use that same skill somewhere else, you can copy and paste it. Now, something else that you can do in workbooks that have multiple worksheets is you can build formulas that use the data on other worksheets. So let me show you how to do that. Let's say that right here, I would like to get a summary of every quarter for every item for every year. I can do that in a really easy way. I'm going to talk slowly because I want you to get the keystrokes as I type them. I'm going to click here for B4. That's where the first piece of data is going to be. And I'll hit the equal sign on my keyboard. And that's an indication to Excel that I'm about to build a formula. Excel knows I'm not just typing regular content. Excel knows that I want to calculate something. Now I have to go get the data. So I will click on the 2019 Worksheet tab, and I will click at the corresponding cell on that worksheet. So now I've just told Excel that I want to grab that information. And if you look up in the formula bar, you will see that Excel is starting to build a formula for me, and it is saying on the 2019 tab, get the data from cell B4. Notice that there is an exclamation point there. That is important syntax that you don't have to learn because Excel's doing it for you. Now that I've got that one piece of data, I'm going to type a plus sign because I want to add the data from the next year. I will click to 2020. I will click at the same cell, B4, right here, and now I'm adding that number to the first number that I got in the 2019 worksheet. Again, I will type a plus sign because I have another number I want to add. I will go to the 2021 tab, and I will click at this corresponding cell on that worksheet. If you look in the formula bar, look what you see up here. I'm not going to click my mouse because I don't want to mess things up. But notice up in the formula bar, it's saying equal 2019 exclamation point B4 plus same thing for 2020, the same thing for 2021. Every single keystroke matters. If one of those keystrokes was missing, this would not work. But you don't have to worry about memorizing those keystrokes. All I had to type was the equal sign and the plus signs. Everything else I got by clicking my mouse. Now I'll just press the enter key on my keyboard, and I have a number that adds up all the first quarter ARM data from the 3 worksheets. And if you look it up in the formula bar here, you can see that it took the B4 from 2019, it took the B4 from 2020, and it took the B4 from 2021, and it added them all up. Now, watch what I can do. I can grab the fill handle from this one formula and drag it all the way down to row 13. I'll delete the 0 value in B20 because it's meaningless. But notice that now I am adding up all these numbers. Notice that these numbers are getting added up from all 3 of my worksheets. And I can highlight all of this. I can grab my fill handle and I can copy across here. And I've now filled out all the data for all the quarters, for all the items in all the years. Oh, think about that. There's so much work that you don't have to do here because we are simply reaching over from this worksheet into the previous worksheets. What I would like to do for this area here, instead of just adding up, I want to grab those formulas the way we did a minute ago. So I'm going to go to the 2021 worksheet, which has my average, maximum, and minimum formulas. I'm going to highlight those 3 formulas right there. I'm going to use the Control-C command for copy. I'll go to the summary worksheet, and I am clicked at G4, which is the beginning of my destination area. I will use Control-V as in Victor, and I have just copied those formulas over now onto the summary worksheet. I'll grab my fill handle and I'll drag down to here. And now I've got everything. I have everything for all the years, and I have the summary of the 3 years all together on one worksheet. So here we've learned how to copy and paste from one worksheet to another, and we've learned how to build a formula that just gets its data from one worksheet and another and another and another. This formula up here is a really powerful way to add or multiply or divide, whatever kind of calculating you want to do. You can use data from multiple worksheets to provide for your calculation.